welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions brought to you by the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Carrie.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This episode, we're going to talk about the 2019 live-action version of the Disney classic, Aladdin. This is obviously starring Will Smith, Mena Massoud, and Naomi Scott, and directed by Guy Ritchie. Carrie, you are our Disney expert.
Yeah, the resident Disney aficionado, so I got to go.
Yeah, okay. So I think we all know the general premise of Aladdin.
Yeah,
nothing has changed, I assume.
No, it is the same.
Okay.
It is still street rat Aladdin runs into the princess who is in disguise in the marketplace, falls in love basically instantly, gets sort of conned by Jafar into going into the Cave of Wonders, finds the lamp, meets the genie, fakes being a prince, defeats Jafar, gets the girl.
Okay.
That is the same.
Okay, and I got no problem with that, because
right.
look, don't mess with the classic.
Right.
I personally love Aladdin. It's one of my favorite Disney
good. It is
Disney
one
movies.
of my favorite from that era.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I don't care what anyone says. I know everyone, a whole new world. Street Rat's the best song in that movie, period.
I kind of like the Make Way for Prince Ali sequence.
Oh, okay, that's a good one too. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
But Street Rat has always
Rat's
been
good. Yeah.
I take Street Rat over A Whole New World. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your thoughts on this live action version? Then I have very specific questions.
Yeah, so I mean, like Disney's been doing these live action remakes for a few years now. Like they started with Cinderella a few years ago. I still think Cinderella is ostensibly the best one of these that they have done. Earlier this year we got Dumbo. You can go back and see my review of that, which I thought was
That seems to be the general premise for most people for that one.
I mean, I'm just sort of like I get from a marketing perspective why Disney wants to do this. It's like, all right, cool. You know, we do a story we did like 25, 30 years ago. We bring it back. We can kick up DVD sales of the original. We can kick up merch sales of the original. We can introduce new merch based on the new stuff. We keep people singing these songs. We keep people's interests high in our material.
And you use 39-year-old me's nostalgia to get them to go see this movie.
So 100%. It's like you get the nostalgia of Gen X millennials who probably now have kids and disposable income to go see it again. Yep. I get it. I am so fatigued of these.
I feel like, because I asked you that, I think, during the Dumbo review, does it feel like are we hitting a fever pitch where these are getting? I'm like, these don't need to happen.
I didn't think they needed to happen to begin with. At least in the case of Dumbo, because Dumbo, the original Dumbo, was only an hour long. You had the opportunity to do something cool and different with it. But when you're basically doing like a 1-to-1 remake, like they did with Cinderella, they did with this, they are clearly going to do with Lion King, even though Lion King is not live action. It's fucking digital. It's just animation. It's different animation that isn't as good as the original. Disney stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's kind of, we're going to do live action, but it's okay. Yeah, that's funny.
So, I mean, on one hand, it's like, does it need to happen? No. Is Aladdin still a good story with really good songs? Yeah, absolutely it is. You know, I can listen to Street Rat again. I can listen to Prince Ali again. I can listen to Friend Like Me again. Yeah. Cool. I'm not mad about it. I'm just sort of like I'm over it. And I'm a huge Disney person.
Right. Yeah, no, I can totally understand that. So I guess my question to you is the number one question on everyone's mind.
Is how is Will Smith?
That is correct.
Yeah. Will Smith is good.
I didn't doubt this.
Will Smith is good. Will Smith as the genie is really good. I mean, he's Will Smith. Will Smith is a funny guy. I feel like people don't give him enough credit for being a naturally charismatic, charming, and funny person, because he is all of those things.
Right. I feel like people are forgetting that the beginning of his career was almost like acting career, like as we know him, was almost completely comedy. Yeah. So yeah. I'm not surprised by this.
My hang up with the genie in this movie is that they, obviously, you're going to think of Robin Williams.
Of course.
You're going to.
It's an iconic role.
It's an iconic role. Robin Williams is the reason why people gave a shit about Aladdin in 93, whenever the film came out,
right.
In the first place. So, like, I get it. My issue with Will Smith as the genie has more to do with the way they wrote the genie, because they use a lot of the same jokes from the original.
Oh, see, that's a shame. So you don't let him be.
It's a shame. You don't. He has moments. He's got these flashes of brilliance where, like, he's absolutely just like being himself. He's being smooth, charming Will Smith.
Right.
He just happens to be wearing blue and has a top knot.
Right.
It's just like you have these moments where it's like you're just sort of like lifting material from the original rather than letting him improv, rather than writing something new. And I'm just like, I wish they would have just completely scrapped the genie script as much as humanly possible from
and
the
just
original.
let him do his own.
Yeah.
But his performance
is good.
Very good.
Yes, his performance is good. On the topic of the humor in Aladdin, in the original Aladdin, it's a funny movie.
Yeah, it is.
And it's funny not just because of Will Smith, but because of Gilbert Gottfried, who I feel
Or you mean because of Robin Williams in the original?
Robin Williams in the original, but because of Gilbert Gottfried in the original.
Yeah.
Iago's character in the original and the banter. He's so good. Like, I love Iago in the original. I love the banter that Iago and Jafar have in the original, of them just sort of like sniping at each other for like half of that movie. And Alan Tudyk, who voices Iago in this, is an incredibly talented actor, an incredibly talented vocal artist. But, like, because they were like, oh, we're doing it realistic, like, you don't have the same sort of, like, back and forth. Like, there are moments where you have, like, kind of an Iago snarky moment, but, like, it's
more like a parrot repeating kind of thing.
Sort of, yeah. Or just sort of observing. Like, you don't have this sort of, like, parrot talking back to his master.
See, that's definitely a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
to me.
I thought that was a missed opportunity. It's like, for everything that they, like, sort of improved from the original, like, they made Jasmine a slightly more compelling character by giving her I don't know, like, goals in life.
A personality.
They made Jafar a far more three-dimensional villain than he was in the original.
It's funny because he's easily one of my favorite Disney villains.
Like, I love Jafar in the original. Like, he's an evil wizard. Like, he's cool. But, like, now he's an evil wizard with, like, more of a backstory.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. I'm okay with it.
An explanation for his lust for power, rather than him being like, I want power because I'm an evil wizard.
Right. Which is fine for little kids because they don't need the exposition.
They made the Sultan a competent leader instead of a bumbling jackass like in the original.
Okay, I was gonna say because he was just falling down.
He was just round. His whole personality was like, what if I was short and fat and stupid? And he's none of those things in this, which is cool.
He was my favorite character.
They added a second female character who has a name.
Who was that?
The handmaiden to Jasmine, who's basically her best friend and servant and whatnot. Okay. On one hand, I'm like, cool. A girl number two instead of just having a one girl, two girls. The problem is that this film does not pass the Bechdel test.
Oh, of course not. Yeah,
so, like,
what's the point, right?
Yeah, and, like, there's a whole subplot with the handmaiden and the genie, and I'm like, that's fine. I wasn't particularly invested in it, but, like, it's there. Yeah. I don't know how I really want to feel about this, man. It's just like, on one hand, it's like certain things they knocked out of the park. Like, the music, say for one thing, the music is super, super good. Like, the vocal performances of these actors. Like,
are the actors actually singing?
I believe so.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's impressive then.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who Mena Massoud is, but he can sing. I did not know the Pink Ranger from the most recent Power Rangers movie could
Naomi
sing.
Scott.
But she can sing. Girl's got pipes.
Yeah.
All of the things that you want to be, like, grand and over the top in showstoppers are grand over the top showstoppers. The Prince Ali sequence is one of the most visually enthralling things I've seen in any Disney movie. Not just these live action remakes, but in any Disney movie. It is so good. Friend Like Me, really, really good.
It's a good song.
Will Smith puts his own spin on it in a way, and, like, it works. It's good. Yeah. They added a song.
Oh, no.
And I am not super, like, I haven't seen the Broadway adaptation. I don't know if it's from the Broadway adaptation or if it's completely fresh written, but it sounds like the most generic top 40 female vocal performance.
Okay.
Yeah,
this doesn't sound like anything I would enjoy.
No, it's not, but they added it clearly just so that Jasmine could have like her own song rather than just being a part of Whole New World.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's in the Broadway version.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I would have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. Whole New World, vocally, really cool. The sequence is edited really badly.
Okay.
It's meant to be this like light and serene sort of like
floating. They're literally flying around.
Two people falling in love in this like genuine fashion, and like it's almost cut like an action sequence in this film. It's just like it was too quick and too fast, and I was just like, can you slow down, please?
Okay.
And weird. Like, I don't have a film degree, which means that if I'm noticing that a film is edited badly, it's edited really badly. So I don't know, man. I really like Aladdin.
Okay.
I'm not mad that I saw this. I'm not mad that they did this. Like, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have a live action Disney big budget film where there really aren't any white people. Like,
yeah, that's also a really huge part of it, is that this is actually a movie with, seemingly, at least from the trailers, and you saw it, I didn't, but all people of color, which is great.
Except for apparently in certain sequences where there's like 1,000 people on screen.
You just gotta, you gotta fill in with it. Right. We need to throw some white people in this. Just throw
I guess it was like either earlier this year or sometime last year that it came out that like Disney was literally brown facing white people.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, I don't really believe that like literally the most powerful company on the face of the planet couldn't find enough brown people to stand in the background of shots. I don't really believe that.
With zero level of acting required.
Right.
Just call anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a little ridiculous.
I'm not super cool with that. But it's good representation. The acting is good. Will Smith is good. The music is good. I'm just sort of tired of these movies, man. Like,
so would you recommend it for people who are not tired of the live action versions? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's not a bad movie. The effects are good. The costumes are gorgeous. There's a couple moments with Will Smith when he's like full blue, where it sort of teeters into the uncanny valley sort of region. Boy.
Which is weird because there's a lot of that in the original, but because it's animated, you can do that. Like, it doesn't bother you. It's like it's all goofy anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess like, look, if you like Aladdin, if you like Disney, if you just want to hear the songs again, it's fine. Like, I'm not mad that I saw it. I'm not mad that they made it. I just sort of wish that Disney would go back to traditional 2D animation.
Well, there's certainly.
I think that's a whole different rant.
Yeah. But no, it is their wheelhouse in a lot of ways, and when they do, it's really great.
Yeah, and I think seeing Aladdin in live action, like, it highlights both the strengths and the weaknesses of the story and the music of the original. Mm-hmm. But because you don't have the charm of classic Disney animation presenting it, all of those flaws are way more visible.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess Lion King is next?
Yeah, well, in terms of Disney overall, we've got Toy Story 4.
No, but I'm saying
in terms of the live action. Yeah, I know that's like Lion King, which I am explicitly not excited about.
I'm going to that because I love Lion King. You don't like Lion King that much.
I think crazy. Lion King is super fucking overrated.
That's incorrect. But then there's Mulan.
And then there's Mulan. So I would say I'm more excited about Mulan.
Mulan apparently has a massive budget. I just read the other day. So I'm interested to hear about that as well. All right. Yeah. That's it for the live action Aladdin, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Bye. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.